Can I cash out my 401k without quitting my job? So the 401k is the most pronounced United States retirement qualified plan that most people use. Like, it's crazy how many people use it. Is it the best vehicle? We'll get into that conversation. At the end, I'm going to give you my $1 trillion tip of what I think you could and should be doing, and we'll go through the pros and cons. Three things I'm going to talk about specifically, though, is the consequences of an early cash out. What is that going to mean to you if you do it? Number two, the alternatives to cashing out. Could you do a loan? Could you do other things? And then number three, how do you maximize your 401k given this environment? We are in a recession, folks. If you haven't woke up, as of July 2022, we hit a formal recession. We have been in it. We're going to be in it for a minute or two or years. And that comes in this environment, which is also politically intensified. High interest rates and inflation, they aren't going away either. So how do you live in this world with a 401k that is completely market dependent? And when the worst thing, and I say park and pray, it's a park and pray process. You're going to park your money with a financial planner, a financial institute that your company that you work for chooses, and you're going to pray to God that financial planner who makes money on the front side of it going in and doesn't get any consequences if you lose. So in 2020, most of you lost 30 to 33% of your 401k. Good job. 2021, you maybe lost a little less and it kind of came back a little bit. And then your park and pray financial planner's like, oh, yay, you're in for the long haul. They made a bunch of money putting you back in the stock. You still haven't even recovered the 30 to 33% that they lost. 2022, just as bad. You lost 25 to 28%. Again, you lost no consequences to a financial planner. You wonder why I scream from the rooftops and have this YouTube channel, because I think it is BS the way this financial disjointed system works. And you all just go along like little sheep because it's the thing to do. It's not the thing to do. You got to get your head out of the sand, lean into this YouTube channel, subscribe right now, click the notification button, and know there are other choices. You can't just keep following along saying this is a great idea. Like, I have families literally that are like, oh my gosh, I'd like to join your table, but it's $20,000 to $35,000. Yeah, and your spouse just lost over $1 million in a 401k in the last 3 years. So that's okay. Why don't we keep that plan going? Some of you have so much financial illiteracy, it drives me crazy, which is why I'm here 5 days a week. Again, I want you to not only subscribe, I want you to share this with other people. Get in a little argument about it. How do you feel about it? Is your 401k great? Here's the problem with 401k, in my opinion, just in general, is you're leaving it to chance to what the interest rates are going to be on those cash outs. So right now, if you're 70 and you had to take, right, your retired minimum, you had to take that distribution, you're taking it out and you're having to pay tax on it at some of the highest rates. And so you can't predict where that tax and that interest rate, where the market's going to be and the economy is going to be when you decide to start pulling that money out, even when you're forced to, because at some point around 70 years old, you will have a minimum required distribution. You're going to have to take it. So that's what I don't like about it. Now, I'm okay if you go self-directed, but we'll talk about that in a moment because that's part of my $1 trillion tip. Let's talk about the consequences to cashing out early. So I'm just going to read you some, again, stock and block law. This is what it is. So you can cash your 401k out and leave early. You know, what the internet's going to say is it's going to be serious financial consequences. Well, it's going to be probably upward of a 10% penalty, and each plan is different. So some of the plans are managed by, Fidelity. Some of the plans are managed by Schwab. It depends on who your plan's managed by, depends on the rules. The problem will be that if you do pull it out, the consequences are going to be early taxation, and can you afford it? I'd rather see you self-direct it. Now, the problem in self-directing is you can only self-direct within that fund. So if Fidelity is running your company's 401k plan, you can only self-direct to Fidelity products. So you need some other thinking and other brains. I wouldn't just follow your 401k specialist, and sorry if you're one out there, because you don't have a lot of choices for people. So then what can you do? So what are the alternatives? Well, you can take out a loan. So most plans allow up to $50,000 in a year that you can take out. So you'd have a 12-month period. Typically though, and I've just run into this, which was odd, just ran into one plan where if you didn't take all 50 at one time, you had to wait 12 months to take any more. Some plans allow you to take $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, and then 50 total in a year. So for those of you who are in love with this 401k plan, which is odd because you're giving money back to the very people Who gave you your paycheck? I don't know. There's not a lot of diversity in that. Welcome to Enron. Welcome to, we've already all had lessons in this. Now, am I saying don't do a 401k at all? No, I would just say lean in and call our office, 775-588-9200. Say, I would like someone to help me look at my plan. Am I in a right plan? Like I worked for Chevron. They had a fabulous plan, but not all plans are alike and not all plans have the good benefits. So you really need to understand what your plan allows. So instead of cashing out, I would say a better alternative is to take a loan for 50 and then use it as good debt. Go out and arbitrage it. Go make 50,000. If you're only making, say, 4, 5, 6% inside your total 401k, and right now that's really, really rough because the market's pummeling. It's super volatile. And most of you have lost over half of it probably in the last 3 years. So I would rather see you take 50,000, go buy some real estate, go buy some land, go buy some proper life insurance. And again, I have a team of experts around and surrounding me that have licenses, alternatives that most of you would like to do. You hear about them, but you don't know how to do them. That's why, again, this channel exists, is because we're teaching you the alternatives. How do wealthy people live? How do millionaires do this? We actually own our own companies, and our companies own what's called a solo 401k. Then you can tax it like a Roth, which means it grows tax-free, tax-deferred. You can buy things like real estate. You could buy cattle. You could buy crypto. You could buy gold. You can buy silver. That's self-directing in a millionaire's world. That is not self-directing, where all you have is the limitation of the financial services, mutual funds or bonds or any of that stuff. So there are alternatives. You got to let us know what you need. And again, read my Wealth Cycle Investing book. In fact, I'll give you a gift today. I'm going to give you a link to an ebook copy of my Wealth Cycle Investing book. Go grab my book, read it, and then call in with questions or go to askloral.com. You can always ask questions there and say, here's a proper question. Am I interpreting this right? I'm assuming this is what you're saying. Is that correct? Those are good questions. Instead of, what should I do with my 401k? Well, I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know what you make. I don't know who your fund is. Those aren't questions that we can answer very easily. So ask about assumptions. Ask about how you're thinking about things, and are you thinking properly about the way we talk about it? If you're serious, join our membership. It's only $17 a month, and come live and talk to me. I'd love to talk face-to-face on a Zoom call and help you really interpret this properly. So how do you maximize your 401k savings? Well, if it's a good plan, let's qualify that first. If it's a good plan, which like mine at Chevron was a good plan. I don't remember, it was like a 5-to-1 matching or 8-to-1. It was really big. So then they would actually have a match to it that was never taken away. Because a lot of times they'll have matching plans and then there's all of this disclaimers and 5 more pieces of paper in a .000 font that you don't even understand, that they can actually take away the match, right? Again, welcome to the Enron days when they actually take away, worse, borrow it. So you don't ever want the company to be able to borrow that money. That money's not theirs to have. And as a real fiduciary and custodian, they shouldn't ever take it. But companies lean into their 401k plans or pension funds for their employees when they get short on cash. They're known for it. Most states it's illegal. Make sure you understand what you're doing. The way we maximize our 401k, number one, is we have our own. So the minute I left Chevron, I self-directed it and control all that money. And you say, well, I don't know how to do it. I know. That's why this channel exists. Lean in, learn every day. 5 days a week, we're here. So make sure you click that notification button, and you're going to get a notification right away in the morning. Every morning we come live with an 8 to 12 minute video about something financial. If there's something you want to learn about and you think, well, that's not a topic I need for the day, I'm going to say, listen to it anyway. And I would say, ask a different question. Why am I not asking these questions? Why am I not in these conversations? Because everything I talk about here should be part of your conversations and what you should be acting around in life. Here's what we do. We actually use a software. It's an AI-driven software. Right now, most of us are in a lot of cash. Why? Well, cash is actually making quite a bit of money, believe it or not, but it's called iFlip. I'm going to give you a free software app. Now, as you grow and you actually grow the amount that you actually have to buy a more sophisticated software, but you actually can put your money into smart folios, which could be a tech folio, it could be an oil and energy folio, it could be a crypto folio, and they're AI driven. They predict the market. The man who designed them has overseen, I don't know how many $1 billion from the Deutsche Bank. He's one of the smartest men I know. I think he was 16 in the PhD program of math and physics at Stanford. Smartest man I know. And he has designed a way to take you in and out of the market. So in 2020, when you all lost 30 to 33%, I lost less than 3%. In 2022, I didn't lose. So you can either stay out there blindly and continue to lose your money, or get with it and grab the software, read the book, develop some money rules, and get a review of your 401k. Call our office. Let us help you. Go to AskLoral.com at any time, 24/7. We're right out there helping you out. Talk to you tomorrow.